What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Film Family. Thank you for tuning in. Today we're going to be talking about The Secret Life of Pets 2. And Taj, why don't you give us your take since you're a newly father?
Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, I did end up seeing it, the first one.
Okay.
Because I hadn't seen it. And I enjoyed the first one. So it gave me confidence to see the second one. I actually did not dislike it. I thought I would hate it.
The second one?
Yeah, the second one. I thought I would hate it. Only because I'm at that age where I'm like, this better be funny, you know? And I'm at that threshold where it's like, okay, is this only for kids or is this something that adults can enjoy as well? Like parents can enjoy. My kid's a little too young right now for me to, for her to enjoy it. So I think if it didn't have certain things, like I really liked Kevin Hart's The Bunny.
Really?
Yeah, I actually did.
I have some things to say about that.
Yeah, his voice for me just makes me laugh. I think that's what it is. Like, it doesn't take much. Mm-hmm. As a character, and I have problems with that. Like, I don't like knowing that it's someone's voice. Yeah. That throws me off.
Really?
I'm like, yeah, I don't like that at all. Like, I would rather it be an unknown and make me laugh. But if I know it's like, I was going to go into a tangent with like Will Smith and the genie, but like if I know it's someone, it throws me off a little more. It takes time for me to get to the character, like to get to know the character and all that stuff.
Well, what you were saying about can adults like this movie? I didn't like this movie. I'm not an adult. People with adult opinions. I don't think this movie was very good. I didn't really like the first one when I saw it, and I didn't like this one. And this isn't like, I don't want people to think I hate animation. I love animation movies and shows. But I like them when they're good. And like this movie almost doesn't have a plot. I mean, there's like 4 storylines and they just kind of cut from scene to scene. And you're just thinking to yourself, why would you start the movie and not really establish any of the actual characters and conflicts and just kind of jump into the scenes and then have no like connective tissue? And then also the movie almost has like, for me, a little too much like animal and a little too little human. Like I get the whole point is that the pets are secret when the humans are not there. Mm-hmm. But I think it would be interesting to explore what happens when the humans, are at work or something and how that affects the pets. None of that was really in this movie, and the voice acting for me was pretty mediocre. Besides maybe, I don't know, Harrison Ford. That was cool that he was in this movie. But besides that, this movie really just had a bunch of random scenes like cut together, and none of them were particularly emotional or funny or interesting.
Well, I hear some of the stuff that you're saying about the second one, but why didn't you like the first one?
It's the same thing. It's just like scenes happening, and I just don't think they've established enough of the characters or enough of the conflict in the movie. And I get sometimes animated movies have very simple plots, like, literally like the entire movie is based on getting an object or something. Toy Story has an extremely simple plot. But the thing about Toy Story is they establish all the characters and they establish the conflict in a far more interesting way than this movie does. I think this movie just kind of drags on, and this movie's pretty short. It's an animated movie, and I still wanted it to end, pretty early. I wasn't really feeling all the different conflicts they set up. Like, I should have felt really sad for that tiger, but unfortunately, animated movies nowadays are too afraid to actually have adult things because they know they need to appeal to kids, so they will take out something like a tiger getting whipped. So instead, they'll just whip by the tiger, so you feel slightly emotional. But for people who are above, 8 years old, that's not sad. So, I don't know. I don't think this is a good movie. I think it's a decent kids movie. Like, kids can watch it and like it. But I just don't think this movie's that good.
Well, the company, it's Illumination. Yeah, so right then and there for me, I knew what I was getting. Ooh. Yeah, I knew exactly what I was getting because I had seen their other stuff, and I didn't expect this to be an Oscar-winning piece. Like, they're not Pixar to me. Like, their animation is decent, but it has its own style.
It's a little bit of a problem though, is that no movie is Pixar nowadays. For me, the only animated movies I ever see now and that I like are Pixar. Like, even the Disney movies. Like, I can't really remember the last Disney movie I liked. I think maybe Zootopia. But that's pretty much it.
I think because they're literally designed for kids. Well, Pixar has...
Kids can watch Pixar movies, but they
No, that's what I meant.
Quality.
But they also, I think the Pixar people really throw things in there for adults so that it's kind of like a dual track thing. Like, adults will get something completely different at Toy Story or Incredibles than kids will. Kids will like the characters and they're fighting, in Incredibles, while adults will see the human side of it and the family aspect of it.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
But see, I think it was the
This had none of that, by the way. This movie had none of that. It's very one-dimensional.
Had the potential to reach multiple audiences.
Yeah.
Because it's about pets and it's also a kids movie about talking animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have 2 dogs.
How do you
and I
mess
like
that up?
pets.
Yeah.
So I really liked the first one, and I thought that they did a very good job actually at establishing the characters. The Max, I think, is the white dog. And
Yeah,
then
that makes
Princess is the little fluffy one. What's the female one?
Gidget.
Gidget,
Is that
yeah.
her name?
So it was like Max and Gidget, and I think their relationship in the first one was actually pretty well drawn out, and I think it was more focused. But I think in this one, I agree with what you were saying. It was just they tried to tell too many stories and too many plots. They tried to
just
follow the
don't seem
tiger
like
one, and
they-
I didn't have enough investment into either plot really.
It's just a bunch of one-dimensional characters and animal stereotypes. There was like a couple times in this movie where I like chuckled or smiled, but like even the comedy in this movie just didn't land for me. And
I didn't like the bad guy.
Yeah, the bad guy
It was
was.
really bad. I think it was overplayed. It's the classic Russian bad guy with the sharp nose. Even the wolves, and I felt like their accents were really bad.
It was unrealistic
like that
too
was
how
not
the
good.
wolves like. I get it's an animated movie, but it needs to have some sort of continuity.
animals
And
are
how are how are the wolves not able to murder that dog instantly, which he like went up against it? And I know some people are gonna be like, oh, it's just an animated movie, let off the hook. But again, when you have competition like Pixar and it's like you shouldn't be making movies like this. This movie it's a fine movie if you're looking for like the lowest common denominator of animation movies, but it's no more than that. It's just some mediocre animated.
And going back to the Kevin Hart with his line, I think he was funnier in the first one. I think the writing was just better in the first one. But I feel like in this one, he's relying too much on his voice and just being high pitched and yelling. Because every time he came on screen, it was from a scream off screen.
Yeah.
It was just like ah. That was,
Yeah. See, I like Scream Kevin Hart. That's why I was laughing. But I understand what you're saying. Like he definitely had more to do. Yeah. I don't know. So let's go. Maybe we should go into ratings of what we'd rate it because
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to like hate on it and give it a super low rating. It just I wasn't
okay,
like feeling
rate it within an animated world.
no,
Yeah,
rate
but
it within like you have to
But
take your
as-
kid to because
Yeah,
there's
when
people that have
if I'm
kids.
taking
Here.
my kid to it, like for my kid, they're gonna think it's I don't know like a 7 or 8 out of 10. Me personally, I would never watch this movie again. I'll give it. I'll never watch it again out of 10 because I don't have like an objective rating. If I was to objectively rate it, honestly, it'd be pretty low, like a 4 or 5. I didn't think this movie had much going for it. And the characters were just not entertaining.
Yeah.
The best part was really Harrison Ford and like
Who did he play? I didn't
he
remember
was
his name.
he was the dog.
Oh, the old one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
It was named Rocket, I think, or something. But yeah, I mean, this movie. There's so many better animated movies.
Yeah,
you know,
there definitely is.
first 10 minutes up are better than this entire movie. So
I didn't really like it that much. I love cartoon movies. And
Yeah,
if
me
it's
too.
about animals.
Do you
But-
think being an animal kind of?
Yeah, I
we
mean,
have an
they-
an-
you shouldn't fail with that formula. It's
No,
a pretty
see,
working
I think that
formula.
what they did was they tried to associate human characteristics to animal and pet tendencies. So I have 2 dogs, and we used to have cats. So I can kind of see how they have those physical actions, and people just put an attitude behind them. And I think that really has a broad appeal. But in this one, I feel like BG was saying, it's just too many different stories all at once. It's like watching 3 cartoons kind of thrown into one movie.
Yeah, you know what they feel like? They feel like shorts.
Yeah.
I just realized, like, have you ever been to one of those Pixar movies? Like, they have the shorts at the beginning, and those are actually usually good. Like the last time with the Japanese and
No,
guy and the
emotional.
family and the rice ball or whatever. That was beautiful, or the dumpling. But this movie, like, it just felt like 3 shorts with no characters, no connectivity, and nothing really entertaining, or no connective tissue between the movies. So yeah.
So Prince, what would you rate it?
Like I would say a 6, realistically. I mean, and that's being nice. I'm not gonna lie.
That was higher than I was gonna. I thought I was gonna be that. Yeah, probably a 5 or 6. Yeah, I mean, I probably
If it's on Netflix, click it. If you're
Yeah.
bored,
If you have kids,
do it for your kids.
Yeah.
If they really want to see it, do it for them. But there's other ones out there that are way better.
yeah, if you're an adult watching animated movies, like this should be your last option because
Yeah.
every Pixar movie, even the bad Pixar movies, are better than this one. So yeah.
And if it's between you and your spouse taking them, try and get out of it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
This is the one you can try and get out of it.
Yeah,
Say,
yes.
I'll get the
Stay
next
home
one.
for this one.
All right. Well,
thank you guys. Those are our thoughts, and we'll see you next time.
adios.